Enough of the pleasantries already. Make plates. We got a lot of fun. By the way, so nobody's here. Lomdim. Mikeitz Vav. Zot Hanukkah. We're gonna get to Zot Hanukkah in a minute. Okay. I'm gonna wait for the right moment to say this. No, really, I'm gonna wait for the right. This is something. I heard it. I heard. All right. This class is in look, the Segula of Zera Shimshon is very strong. I want everybody to please think about their loved ones that are in the army right now, whether in the north or the south. And I want you to say, by the way, if you're smart, you'd be learning Zera on your own. Art Scroll, if you want, I could get you Art Scroll cheaper. But you should be learning Zera on your own. Everybody here comes every week, thank God, and we learn together. We learn on Shabbat, so most of us. It's time. It's time you guys stepped up your game, buy a Zera Shimshon, and learn. You have English, you have in Hebrew, you have whatever you want. You have. And we just printed another 1,000 copies. Wow. Okay? We printed another 1,000 copies. You have these. Oh, I thought you meant the Art Scroll. No, the Art Scroll, God bless them. They got that was. But we printed another 1,000 copies. They're coming soon, Dov. And it's time. It's time. You got the Segula is very, very strong. He prays. He says. He writes in his Hakdama. I beseech you with 10 forms of 10 forms of prayer. What are the 10 forms of prayer? Screaming, Sakkal, Bechia. Okay, there's 10. I don't know. There's 10. There's a lot. Okay, 10. And right. So what? So, and he gives you a promise. If you learn his Torah, you will see Segulot. You will see Yeshuot. And one of the Segulas that he writes, right, and it's printed. If you look at the front cover, you'll see the Enechem, your eyes. Tirena, you will see Banim, Bene Banim, children, and your children's children. Keshitle Zetim Saviv LeShulchanchem. That will be like olive offshoots around your table. Hachamim v'nevonim. They will be smart and navon. We talked about Hacham v'navon, right? This week's parasha. Navon v'Hacham. What does navon mean? Navon is someone that has smart. We're going to talk about that today in class. I'm not spoiling it. Stop doing that. Yeah, okay. Right? Batim meleim lechol tov. That your house will be filled with all good. Gam oshet, gam kavod, lo yosipu mizarachem. Right? Not the wealth, not kavod will stop from you and your seed, from your lineage. But the part that's important now is tirena banim bene banim. We all have family that's out there. Let's pray Zera Shimshon. Help our children that are out there. I have nephew, my cousin, my friends. Yeah, I have a lot.
They were meant
Daughter.
to go out for the first time since the war started this weekend, and it's cancelled.
It's canceled. They were letting them charge their phones so they can leave, and then it got canceled.
Haven't touched their phones for months. My nephew was home for like an hour. My wife noticed there was a blue tick on one of the WhatsApp. It's like, oh, he's back. And then she found out that was because the army were charging the phones but weren't letting them out. And then they cancelled it.
I need you guys to realize that Torah and mitzvot that we have is not a hobby. It is what we live by. It is who we are. We say, "Ele barecha ve'ele basusim, va'anachnu v'shem Elokeinu naskir." You know, it's gematria of what? Baruch Shem Kevod Machuto Leolam Vaed. And you know, as Hashem Oshia Amelech Ya'aneh B'Yom Korenu. The next pasuk is what? The gematria Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Do you understand? Mordechai heard me. Baruch Shem and then Shema Yisrael. So then that was Rabbi Moshe Busu tells me this chidush, and then I thought about why is the second pasuk, Sasha? Why is the second pasuk have that gematria? Has the gematria of Shema Yisrael? Shema Yisrael is the bigger one. Is us. Baruch Shem is the Malachim. Why can't we have? Why is the second pasuk that says God is our King? He will save us when we call Him. Why is that pasuk zocheh to get the Shema Yisrael and not the other one? You understand? The first pasuk says they are with their horses, they're with their chariots and their horses, and we call out to God when we have problems. Okay, which doesn't sound like a fair fight. It sounds like they're gonna win us way faster than us, right? Hema karuv and afalu, they fall and die. Ve'ananu kamnu v'nitodad. We go, leave it open. Then we stand. We get up and we get stronger. The gematria of that pasuk is Baruch Shem Kivol Machtor Le'olam Va'ed. The next one is Hashem Oshia Hamelech Ya'aneh V'Yom Korenu. Hashem will save us. Hamelech, the king that answers when we call him. That is the gematria of Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Good. Now I asked, we should flip it. It should go, very nice, it's gorgeous, but it'd be even better if you just went straight through. What do you have to go for this one and then go backwards? So I came up with my own Hidusha. I want to tell Busu. The whole concept, what's the main point of who we are? HaMelech Adonai Hoshia, HaMelech Ya'aneh B'Yom Korenu. God's going to save us. How he's going to save us? I don't know. It might be one way, it might be the other way, it might be this way, right? What does Mordechai tell instead? Harish taharishi, if you stay quiet, they're gonna forget. We'll be fine, but everyone's gonna forget who you are. Because if it's not from you, it's gonna be from someone else. Right. So the main part, Shema Yisrael, right? That's who we are. The last words a person should say before he passes, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. That's the last words we say. Connected to what? Which one of the two Pesukim? The one that says that God is our God. God is our Savior. He's the one that, the King that answers when we call Him. That makes sense. Because no matter what, we're gonna be okay. Because God's gonna take care of us. How it happens? Okay, fine. That part's different. But how it happens, give falafel, should be fine.
I don't want to take from everybody else, you know?
When she starts talking, I'll let you know.
Sit down. Don't take the falafel. All right, I'm going to do it.
Where's Azriel, by the way?
Yeah.
No, you never miss
He's on his
one.
way. He's on his way.
What do you got, boss?
He's he's in Yerushalayim lighting there.
Oh, I'm not kidding.
But
If
he's
you
on
get
his
too
way.
happy, tell me I got
I ain't quiet. I'm not. Everyone here is fine. Jerusalem in the citadel. By the way, Simon said, my son called me, right, from Stephanie's phone, and he goes, I really wish I could be there for class.
Wow,
That's what he said. So I said, good boy. That's good. All right, let's start. Go to Vav, okay? Mikeitz, a great derasha. I'm not kidding. A great derasha. We have the pasuk. We know, okay, just to give the outline, I need my, I need this. I need my Humash. We're gonna. So we know the pasuk that says, right, so now after 2 years, Paro has this dream. He's standing on top of the Ye'od. Right, and the Ye'od has 7 parot, 7 cows, nice big jahash in Arabic, okay, nice and big, right, grazing, and then you have these 7 in the Sakkal language, chrupski, like whatever, like these nasty looking parot that come out of the Ye'od, right, nebi cows, nebachs, right, and they eat hazit cows, the hazit cases, and they eat the big cows, and they don't get fat. By the way, it's every Syrian man's dream. Eat as much as you want and not get heavy. Okay? Just saying. Now that's the first dream. Second dream is what? The second dream, L'chaim. 7 ears of olot, right? And they come with 1 kaneh. You should know 1 kaneh with 7 things. Okay, that they right, and then you have the 7 shibolim dakot or whatever, and then they eat them. We know the whole story. This is the part that's important. Vayikatz Paro, we start. Vayikatz Paro vehine halom. He gets agitated. No, I'm sorry. He wakes up, and behold, it's a dream. A hot scroll. Okay, behold, it's a dream. Right? Vahi baboker v'tipaem ruho. And then it's the morning, and he's agitated. Paro is agitated. Vayishlach vayikra et kol hatuvim mitzrayim v'kol hachamei. Very right. The rest is history. But look at this. Look at the order. The order is as follows. Vayikatz Paro, right? That he woke up and then he realizes it was a dream. Then it is the morning, and then he gets agitated. It's hard to understand the way it should say. The timing is all. It's all messed up.
Right.
The order is messed. Why? Because the minute he got up, it should have said that he was agitated, because that's why he woke up.
So it said Vayi baboker, vayi katz.
Right, right. But he got all agitated, and then it should say Vahi baboker v'yishlach vayikra et harutumim. Meaning, what's the cause and effect here? The cause is the way the pasuk is saying, the way the pasuk is written, he woke up, he realized it was a dream, it was the morning, and he was agitated. And he calls his Hartumim. What it should have said? It should have said that he was agitated, right? Then it was the morning. Then he called and asked the people. You understand? Why is it saying that he was the whole purpose of why he woke up in a sweat?
Up was because of the agitation, not the other way around.
But why does it say at the end of the pasuk? Doesn't make you understand, Yaakov? Again. Okay, imagine he's sleeping. Okay, good. I'm good because it took me a minute too. He had a bad dream. He had 2 bad dreams. He wakes up and he calls the Hatumim. But that's not what the pasuk says. The pasuk says that he woke up, he realized it was a dream, it was the morning, and his spirit was agitated. What, is that the normal sentence of the way that you write? If you were in 2nd grade and you wrote it that way, they flunk you. Because that's not English.
Meaning you should have gotten agitated right away.
That's the point. Why did he wake up? Because he got agitated. So say he got agitated. He woke up in the morning, and then he called his Hartumim.
You don't even have to say that. You don't even have to say he woke up because he got agitated. He woke up because the dream was over.
That's right. What's wrong with nothing? But that's not what the pasuk says. The pasuk says that he woke up. It was a dream. It was the morning, and he was agitated. It's a whole, upside down situation. It doesn't make sense. It should be look. The Torah doesn't waste a letter. Every letter I read tonight, every letter is its own world. That's why when I'm learning with someone, they say verse, I don't like it. Say pasuk. You have no idea what's in that word. Pasuk, shorish, pasek. Stop. There's so much more that's going on. We use English because that's Allah's. That's Allah's shon. That's what we know. Fine. And that's me too. But at the end of the day, we need to use the words that we could, that we have to grab onto. That's Shona Kodesh words that we actually do have in our arsenal. Right? Everyone take a name of the soldiers, please. So that's the first question, right? The second question is why over here, by the second time it says Vayikatz Paro. It says, look, it says Lama utzak lomar bapam hazot Vayikatz Paro. If it would have been the meaning he woke up, it would make more sense because we know he had 2 dreams. We know he woke up in the middle, but it doesn't really. It focuses. Hold on, where is it? It should have said it in the middle because it says Vayishan Vayahalom Shini.
Should have said he got agitated right after he woke up.
First one. Why did he get agitated? The second one. To say he's agitated from the first one makes sense because it helps you understand that he went to sleep and he had another dream.
No, but Charles, it doesn't even say he got agitated by the second one.
No,
it says he got agitated in the morning. He should have gotten agitated right
Very
after
good.
the second
I thought you forgot where I live or something.
Oh, wait, Charles.
Where's your boy?
Yeah,
Where's your boy?
He's
right here.
Okay, good. So again,
Even if he doesn't get agitated after the first one, he should for sure
No,
get
the
agitated
other
after
one.
the second one. But he doesn't. He gets
What's
agitated
she?
in the morning.
right. Why do you get agitated in the morning? Right, put over there. It's called a scandal. Okay, that's it. Okay, so again, we're gonna review. I missed you too. The pasuk says that Paro woke up. Okay, we're on Mikeitz Vav. Like that, right? Paro woke up. Listen to me. Paro woke up. He realized it was a dream. It was the morning, and he got agitated. The Zera Shimshon is saying it should have said that he got agitated. He woke up and he called the Hartumim. You understand? It's not in a normal order of. It's not in a flow. Why does it say they got agitated in the morning, and then he realized it was a dream? Yes.
Why would he be agitated in the first place?
Ah.
Because he had to call his ministers or whoever to try and understand the dream. So the only
Why did he call him for? He was agitated.
He was only agitated because he didn't understand the dream. Not that it was.
Can you open the door, Moshe?
He didn't know what the
little bit.
dreams meant. So the agitation became only because he thought about it. He says, "Oh, I don't understand these dreams."
He has a problem with these dreams. How many? Look,
That he didn't
I'll tell you.
understand.
Have you ever done Haftahat Halom? You know what that is? Hatavat, no?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, no.
During
Hatavat
Birchas
Halom.
Birchas
Hatavat Halom. Who here has done it? Raise their hand.
What are we talking
I'm always
about?
duchening, so I know.
Okay.
No, you don't have to
Hatavat Halom means when a person has a bad dream. What? You were part of one. You're part of one. What do you do when you have a person has a bad dream, right? What do? You have a bad deed of 3 people. Now, Shulchan Aruch says that don't just get any 3 people, get 3 people that are close to you and care about you.
Oh, that's a good eight system.
Right? Because you want the person to feel for you, that feels that they get the. I've had bad dreams before. Now you should know what the Gemara Berachot says. A dream. The Rambam says a dream is only if it's not interpreted. It's like an unread letter. It just goes away. Okay. But if it's interpreted, it's interpreted. It's a problem. You got to know. So that's why whenever anybody says that they had a dream, you always say it's a good dream. You tell Rabbi Azikot, my rabbi, I had a dream. It's a good dream. It's a good dream. Always a good dream. Why? Why? Because the way you interpret is the way it's going to happen. Okay? So let's go. The first question we're asking is the order of the pasuk doesn't make
The
sense.
biggest singer in Israel just joined the group.
Who?
Subliminal.
Okay, great.
Oh.
How you doing?
But when,
Listen.
but
Yes.
when you have a bedroom, you say Chalamot.
Focus. I want you to listen. Huh? When you have a bad dream, oh, hey, look. When you have a bad dream, you do what's called Haftahat Halom. What is Haftahat Halom?
An amelioration of dreams.
Haftarat Halom.
Haftarat or Haftahat?
Hatavat.
You said haftacha.
I open the door. I'm hot. I get a little crazy.
Flustered.
I got flustered.
Good.
So a little bit. That's all. That's it. So what is it for? What you do is you get 3 people that you're friends, and you have them, and the person says one thing, and the Vedim, these 3 people say another thing. So if you look, I'll show you. Yeah, 538. So it tells you. I've done it. I actually had a dream that I really wasn't happy with, and I was in shul, and I took 3 of my friends together, and one of them made a joke, and I was so freaked out from the dream. I told him, like, you think it's funny? And I tell him like crazy part of the dream, and he like, you go, okay, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Like, and he's like, okay, just do this. This has to be done. It takes away the dream. It shatters the dream. Okay. So you say, Hemla Tava Hazai. I saw a good dream. Hemla Tava Hazai, Hemla Tava Hazai. You say it 3 times. Then they answer, you saw a good dream. You saw a good dream. You saw a good dream. It's a good dream for you. It's a good dream for the people. It's all these different things. Why? Because to break it.
When you say Chalamot Shavi Daberu?
Okay. So when it depends if it's translated or not. If there's a Gemara in Berachot that says, I think it was Rav, and I forgot the 2 Tanaim that went to a dream interpreter. One paid, one didn't. One guy, right? Who was the 2 Tanaim?
The real Jewish Meister.
It's one paid, one didn't. The one that paid would interpret it a good dream. The one that didn't pay, it was always bad.
The Gemara says it all goes after the interpretation.
It always goes after the interpretation. Okay? And then the Gemara says, by the way, I'll just say it. The Gemara says and what happened to this guy? So now they get on a boat. Now, by the way, one of the things that this guy interpreted was that his wife and children are gonna die.
Wow.
And he gets on the boat together. They go try, and then they see this dream interpreter sees. I think it was Rav or Rava. I forgot who. And he sees him on the boat, and he says, "Oh, I gotta get out of here." He goes off the boat, bumps into Rav. I believe it was Rav. And the book, like the little black book, pops out of his thing, and Rav picks it up and opens it. And what is the page? The page that says, "However you interpret a dream, they will come true." And Rav sees this, and he looks up at him, and he says, "I forgive you for everything you did, except the death of my wife and children."
Wow.
And he goes, "And everything that you told about me should happen to you." P.S. What happened to this guy? Long story short, very short. The Romans end up taking him, tying him his 2 legs to 2 trees that were like this, and then they released them. Okay, that's what happened to him.
It's like Kapakela.
Who?
Kapakela.
Who's that?
Like a caterpillar.
Like a caterpillar. Oh. I don't know if that was Hebrew or not.
Kapakela.
I don't know what that was. All right, so again, so now so far we asked 2 questions. The first question we asked, why the order? The order of the pasuk doesn't make sense. The second question we're asking is, why does it say that he woke up anxious on the second dream? That he woke up, right? It should have said Vayikatz Paro on the first dream. So we know that he had the second dream. The second dream just says Vayishan Vayahalom Shenit. Why are you saying over here Vayiba Bok? It says Vayikatz Paro Vayineh Halom. Why does it say that? Okay, and the third question is, what does it mean? Behold the dream. Doesn't make sense. What does that mean? Vayineh Halom. He realized, oh, it's a dream. Well, you know it's a dream.
When you woke up, you didn't realize that it's a dream.
By the way, God bless. I've never seen that. Have you ever experienced that?
Yeah.
You wake up startled and realize it was
And then like, oh, it was.
I had it many times.
Vayineh Halom.
Yeah, I mean like.
Let's see. Okay, I didn't have that. The Gemara Berachot. The Gemara Berachot. By the way, I've learned whenever your kid falls when they're a toddler, you laugh and they will laugh. If you say oi, they're gonna cry.
Yeah.
Always works 9 out of 10. And then that last time, you know it's real because you got a problem. Okay, half real. So the Gemara Berachot says there's 3 types of dreams that are destined to become true. You ready? 3 types of dreams that are destined to become true. What are they? The first one is if you have the same dream twice in one night. The same dream twice in one night. The first thing. Second one is you have a dream close to the morning. If you have a dream close to the morning. So if you go to sleep at 10 and you have a dream at 12, it's nothing. You have a dream around 5:30, you got an issue. You got to look into it, right? What? Well, you did wake up for Neds. I've had dreams. Why? 5:30. I wake up now for Neds, 5:30. All right, so 5:25. How long is the dream? And the third one is when you have a dream about someone else. Halom shehalam lo havero. It includes someone else.
Is it maybe that someone dreamt about you?
Your friend dreamt about you.
Yeah, that's what it sounds to me.
So it's not.
But it says that.
Shehalam lo. No,
His friend dreamt about you.
you're gonna see in a minute. It's not. Well,
Somebody that you dream
now what? That if you have a dream about your friend,
On a dream that his friend dreamt about him.
that a dream,
That someone dreamt about you.
you.
Yes. Meaning you didn't dream it. Someone else dreamt it. Something happened to you.
in parentheses, which includes any dream that is about someone else, not the one who
You
dreamt
could
it.
also dream it about your friend.
No, you had a dream about your friend.
No.
Or your friend dreamt
Yeah,
about
but he's
your
saying
friend.
no. Why is it a todavar?
It's the same.
You have
Why?
a dream about your friend, it's gonna come true about your friend. Your friend has a dream about you, it's gonna come true about you. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
If someone dreams about you, that's what they're saying, I think.
Mordechai, take Berachot. Bet. Nun Hey Amud Bet. Find it inside. We're gonna move on. No. What?
It says it there, Nun Hey Amud
Of
Bet?
course it does.
Okay, I
Crazy?
thought you
Ah.
knew the bell.
Nun Hey Amud Bet. But it's very important to know when you learn, it's important to know where you learn things. I was taught, very important to put an address. You have a Gemara that you like, a certain page that you feel is right, geschmack, as the Ashkenazim say, right?
Oh, now we're talking.
Okay? Know the page. Know where it's from. Learn it as best as you can. And own it. And then it becomes yours.
Kinyan Torah.
There you go. Okay. Samech.
Papa for Zois Hanukkah.
Which one?
Oh, that's your favorite, no?
Samech Bes, Samech Gimel.
That's
Yeah.
what I said.
No, it's
I think-
Samech Bet at the bottom of the page.
Bottom page. Amud Aleph, right? Aleph.
I knew that.
Amud Aleph.
No,
on the page.
no, wait.
Oh, God. Samech Gimel.
It's Amud Aleph, but it's either Samech Bet or Samech Gimel, but I don't remember. But it is Amud Aleph, it's at the bottom of the page.
I just look at the voice note that you sent me that night because you checked on it and you called me
That
back.
was a different Gemara. That was the Gemara in Yoma.
Okay. Right,
About
Yoma.
them dispelling the Avodah Zarah, and then they were
Right. Then the Arayot.
Also,
Right. Okay, so look. So now we understand there's 3 things. 3 things. The first thing is a dream that you had twice one night. A second one is a dream that you had close to the morning. And a third one is we're going to call it to make Peshara between everybody. A dream including somebody else. Okay, we're gonna see how this plays out.
A dream that is repeated, it says here, a dream that his friend dreamt about him. In the article here, these dreams are less likely to be more, okay? Okay. Dream about someone else is likely to be a mere outgrowth of one's own musing.
Because we're going to talk about that. Because your dream is what my father told me when I was a kid. Dreams are what? Are just your brain recycling through the day, digesting what he went through the day.
So the level of your dreams tells you about the level of your day. Also.
Yeah, but there's you have to pay attention to every detail of a dream. I remember, I forgot the names. I think it was Rav Katzin, Alav Shalom. He had a dream. He was older. He was older. What? He had crazy dreams. They're all good.
Should all be for the good.
Not
That's
they
what
should
we
all
always
be.
say.
They are good.
They are for the
Don't
good.
give a doubt. They're all good.
All for the good.
Dad, he had a dream about a certain rabbi teaching him Kabbalah. And he went to that rabbi and he said, I had a dream. He's old. He's Gedolim, talking Gedolim.
Wow.
Yeah. And he goes, what'd you have? He goes, I also had a dream. He says, I also had a dream. So the bigger rabbi says, tell me your dream. I had a dream that you told me that we're gonna learn to get us to that. He goes, I also have, but what else? He goes, what else? He said one detail that he didn't say before. And he goes, that's what I was waiting for. I had that too. We wanted to make sure they were exact. And we went to me and Jerry Latinik went to Rabbi Busu last week, Thursday night, because he really wanted to go, and I'm the only one that's going to take him. So I said, fine. We went after class. Last week after class, Rabbi was the Baba Sali's grandson. He's a big rabbi. And so we're not going to, so we know the shul is closed. Usually it's open. There's people going to see him. Shul was closed. 12:30.
You went?
12:30. We went. Yeah. Moshe, we went. And what happened? And now the door's closed. The lights are off. The shul's open, but the door inside, but his office door, but we know his office is closed. So, but we hear. So we knock. We wait 5-10 minutes. We know he has camera system, so he sees. We're there. He sees us. Doesn't say nothing. Jerry eventually knocks on the door. We go in. So Jerry starts talking. But I look at what they learn. They're learning Kabbalah. 12:30 at night. Doors closed. Okay? Bisniut. That's the way to learn. Remember Sanua. It says in the Gemara in Sukkah. Okay, Mem Tet Amud Aleph. Where's Shimon has to
Why
be?
you more than Tanua?
Torah, you should know, is not meant to be taught where there's loud noises and everything.
Kolos
You can't learn.
Abraham. There was
You
no
can't
kiyum with that, with the
Huh?
Kabbalah Satzor, the original one. The
What?
original one is Shvir Salukas.
Yeah, right.
First
Shviyah
Kabbalah
L'chot didn't
Satzor.
work out so well.
Whereas Yom Kippur, Kabbalah
Yes.
Satzor, the Zweite Kabbalah
Right.
Satzor from Yiddish. The second Kabbalah Satzor was
Quieter.
serious, was
Quieter,
Yeah.
Bisina.
you don't even hear about it.
Well,
just
you don't
about- You have
learn-
to find it in the midrash
You
that it
understand?
happened.
It's amazing. It's
Or in,
amazing.
Rashi.
You don't learn. The first Luchot came, Kolot, Ubrakim, pa. What happened to them? They burned. They broke.
You know,
The
kiyum.
second Luchot that came in was much more low. It's like, much more low key. It's not meant to be so. Especially when you learn the secrets of the Torah, the Gemara is thinking Berachot. Yeah, it's not meant to be taught with the masses. It's meant to be done privately. Privately. B'sheket. See now, you don't want your by the way, the Kabbalah, the Sod, the Zohar. You open the Zohar now, you're not going to turn into a cat. Nothing's going to happen to you. It's all stories.
Yeah.
You learn the Zohar. It's all stories. Not because they're not putting the secrets on paper, Rohi. They're not doing that.
So it's secret.
It's secret. What does this mean? When this guy did this and he fell off and he jumped up and a snake came, what does that mean? It means that's Midrash. Midrash screamed Doresh. Doresh me. Doresh me. I'm telling you what happened. Doresh me. That's what a Midrash is. It's an amazing thing. So let's get back to Ayin. Okay? So now again, we said three things. Now, without repeating it, because then the third one they're going to say that I'm wrong. So let's just, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Let's see how the derasha plays out. So now, Mikeitz Paro, what does that mean? He woke up, right? He understood that this dream was repeated, because the first time he had the dream of the cows. He had the dream of the cows, went back to sleep, had the dream of the shibolim, right? The stalks. But the dream of the stalks is exactly the same concept of the first one of the cows. Right. So he realized when he woke up in the morning, oh my gosh, I had this dream happened twice. That's a problem. I can't ignore it. It's not that I ate too many wings before I went to sleep that night. You know what I mean? It's a problem. It's something I need to do. That's the first thing. Behold, I had a dream. Why? Because I had it twice.
Fulfill the requirement.
It's a real dream.
Now I got to deal with it. Right. What did he say? He saw that it happened in the morning. In the morning time. And that is Vahi Babokid.
That's the second.
Remember, we're following the pasuk. Vayikatz Paro, he woke up. Why did he wake up? V'hinei halom, that he had the same dream twice. Vahi Babokid, this is all the order of the pasuk. Vahi Babokid is ahead in the morning. I know that's the second criteria of a dream coming true. The first criteria is having it twice. We had it twice. Now you're telling me Vahi Babokid, it has to happen close to the morning. Problem number 2. Right? Well, then, because that happens, what's the next words of the pasuk? B'tipaim rucho, becomes agitated, becomes nervous. Why? Again, we had a problem with the order of the pasuk. The order of the pasuk is he woke up, he had a dream, it was the morning, and he was agitated. That's the order of the pasuk. Very choppy. Okay. Why is it choppy? It should just say he was agitated. He woke up in the morning and he told them, "I had a drink." Explain it. But it doesn't say that. So what does it mean? We went through the Gemara Berachot that explains there's 3 things that would mean that the halom would come true, come to fruition. One of 3 categories. The first one is what? Dove.
That happened twice.
Twice. The same dream in one night. The same dream in one night.
It could be also the next night, the same dream.
No, the words of the Gemara, halom shenishna.
Yeah, Shenishna could also be the next day.
Fine. Okay, fair enough. Fine. Recurring. You ignored it. You ignored it. The second thing is the second one is what? Close to book it. And the third thing?
Involving friends.
Huh?
That's someone else.
Involving friends, involving others, involving others. So the pasuk goes in this order that when he wakes up in the morning and he realizes that the dream was repeated. Then he says, "Oh my gosh, it's real. It's a real dream. It's something I got to be worried about."
That's why the pasuk makes sense now.
Now the pasuk makes sense. He woke up. It was a halom. It was the morning, and he got nervous. Why? Because he realized that it was the second time, and therefore it's a real dream. It's something I got to be worried about. Something I got to be nervous about. And then he sees that it was close to morning. Wait, Rahi. Stana shwaye. Wait, Rahi. Wait. Stana shwaye means wait. Go slow. Okay, and then he wakes up and he gets nervous. Now, why does he get nervous? By the way, the real question is why doesn't he accept the pitronot of the Hartumim? Right. They gave a whole bunch of answers. They don't sound good. They didn't sound good. Why not? What's so hard? If you would have told me you'll have 7 daughters, you can bury 7 daughters. All right, it makes sense to the criteria. You have 7 big ones, there's 7 small ones. Okay, they're gonna die. Okay, I don't know. Whatever they said, but why he wasn't satisfied with any of them? And why was he so agitated? You understand? We've all had bad dreams. We get over it. Paro wasn't getting over it. Why? Why? What's the big deal?
Because he didn't understand.
So there's a lot of things in life I don't understand.
No, but if you don't understand something like a dream that he had,
there's a reason why it was bothering him so much that the Hartumim could not appease him.
Subconsciously, he knew that something bigger than him was giving.
Okay, very good. Why? How? What? What is it? What is it? That's the question. What was so big that was causing him?
His nefesh, whatever he had, knew that there's something much bigger that's trying to tell him something. He didn't know what it was. His nefesh. I'll
tell you. We learned together the Gemara. Everything that's written in the Gemara was known before. Makes sense. Very logical. Why? The Gemara was only written when we went to Babel. Why? Because we went to Galut, and I can tell you when we made Aliyah, when we moved to Israel from America, right? There's off the bat, certain things started getting pushed to the side. And I mean, you guys know me already. I am who I am, and principles that it is what it is. This is who we are. We're proud of it. But even though there's things that fall, why? Because travel could do that to a man. It happens. So.
Yeah, that comes up later in the Parshas when they yes, and when he's sending them, and also Yaakov gives back Zmira Sa'aretz. He gives them
Zmira Sa'aretz, but
yes, I want to finish my
I'm totally off base.
Go ahead.
He might have also been aggravated because he himself believed that he was God. The Pharaoh was
He
God.
knew he wasn't God. He knew he wasn't
No,
God.
but that was what agitated. He realized
No.
that there was something greater than him.
By the way,
Ego.
I got something for you in a few minutes. That's you touched on something that is very interesting. And I will tell you, give me 10 minutes, I'll get there. Probably. My 10 is usually 20s. I'm just letting you know. I'm just saying. The Chabad, right. 8:45. You can never get late to a Chabad minyan. I decided whatever time I get there, I'm good. Right? I can never get there late. So now what? So whatever's written in the Gemara is known already. Paro knew this. Paro knew that there's three things that Mitkayem. You have to realize who you're dealing with.
Why is it only 2 and not 3?
That's what's bothering him. He doesn't need 3 or 2.
It could have been 1.
So that's the problem. The fact that it was more than 1 is bothering him.
Right.
The fact that it's more, I only need 1.
It could be any one of them.
I mean, it could be only, yeah. The fact that I need more, we know these are the 3 things. If it's one of the 3, your dream is destined to come true. Why did I get 2? Where's the 3rd? I got 2 for a reason. It's, I don't know, that's messed up. Paro is saying that doesn't make sense. So he's not okay with the stam regular what's that are coming out.
But is he questioning why don't they receive the halal?
What?
Is he asking the question, I see 1 and therefore I'm scared I got 2? Or are you saying did I get 2, is 3 coming as well?
I should only have received 1.
Right, so I get
The
2.
fact that I got 2 is weird.
Yeah, so now he's saying.
So he's looking for the 3rd.
Right, so that's what I'm asking. Is he asking where's the 3rd?
He's looking for the 3rd. So everything that Hatumim is saying and not makes it. No, it's not this. No, it's not this. No, it's not this.
If it would have been just 1, he would have
No, I
been
understand.
kind of. If it's 2, I think he's agitated because he's, as he said, looking for the 3. He's like, there's no such thing that there's going to be just 2.
Exactly.
It's either 1.
Doesn't
or
make
3.
sense. Right. Well, it's either all or none. Give me 1 or give me all. It doesn't make sense. Let's look inside. Leave it. All right. When he saw that there were 2 simanim that came true, he thought to himself, he was convinced that the 3rd siman is going to come. He was convinced that the 3rd siman is going to come. Why? Because I know one of 3 things. That means my halom is going to come true. If that's true, and I already got 2, I'm convinced there's a 3rd one's coming. Because you don't win the lotto twice. You understand it happened once. Why would I get 2 simanim? Remember, the 2 simanim so far, what? That the dream repeated. That's a big red flag right there, which is fine. That's enough for him to know that I got to take it seriously. Now you've given me another one that happened close to the morning. Yeah, you want to check? Yeah. If it said I can't give, I'll pay you back. Because the ilav hachi, without that, lama bawa halom azeh shne simanim. Why would this dream give me 2 of the 3 simanim? There's no reason that I should have got 2 and not 3. I only need 1. 1 is sufficient. 2 is strange. Halo b'simane had sagi, right? It's enough. The alken, and therefore, lo haya mityashe bedato. What is that? From who? Huh? From who? What does the card say? The Hulus. That's what should we do with that? Oh, the Hulus. All right, give me. No, we can't. Okay. By the way, my wife made for you. My wife made for you.
We hope you enjoyed your Hanukkah. Hanukkah
My wife
is not the
made
same
you.
without you next door. We love you always.
It's my neighbors in Brooklyn. My neighbors in Brooklyn. Dear Sakkal, we miss you. We hope you enjoyed
We
your
love you,
Hanukkah.
man.
Hanukkah's not the same without you. Yeah. It's very nice. This is mine. This was a gift. No, I want to open it, but I'm afraid my wife's going to yell at me.
You're right.
What? Yeah, I'm going to bring it to the Citadel. Sure. All right, listen. So that,
With the wrapping paper.
what?
With the
No, I'm not touching right. I'm going to bring it with tongs. Yeah, this was given at that door. It's not me.
You didn't
Okay.
breathe on it.
I don't breathe on. All right, Vita, let's go. So now, because it's what's so hard to understand, why would we have 2 simanim and not 3? ועל כן לא היה מתיישב בדעתו. He wasn't happy with all the pitronot that they were giving. That 7 girls are going to be born. If you look at Rashi, there was one of the pitronim, one of the explanation pitronot. Thank you. Was that was have 7? You're going to have 7 daughters, and 7 daughters are going to die. Please, gone. It's fake. It's not real. He wasn't happy. He was looking. He was looking for something. מפני שהסימן השלישי של החלומות המתקיימים צריך שאחד יחלום על חברו. Because the last one I'm looking for a friend. I'm looking for another guy. There's another character that I'm looking for that I don't see. ולכן לא היה לו קורת רוח בפתרון. He wasn't happy with what they're saying. שהיה רוצה שפתרון החלום יהיה דווקא על איש אחר. He's expecting the pitaron in English is interpretation to include another person. To include another person.
Sorry, Medayak here.
Yes.
Ali
Shahed.
Ali Shahed.
On another person.
Okay.
On another person. So now, Sadam Eshkim comes and says, I got a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who was in jail. Jewish. Bring him out, and he brings him out. Yosef comes, right? And he says that the dream is not only on you, it's on the entire world. Because there's going to be a Rav. Yeah. Now, by the way, we are very spoiled, God bless us, okay? And we don't think that such a thing could happen. But I don't know if you guys realize, and I do not follow the news, but you should know that during the war-Ukraine situation, do you know Ukraine is the largest exporter of rice, no? Wheat. I thought rice. Wheat's even worse. And because you have no idea what almost happened to us. You guys are sleeping. And I don't even watch the news.
They raised the prices of the wheat, everything went up.
Okay, but it's not relevant to what we're saying.
What do you mean?
Wait, meaning
Ukraine's the breadbasket of the world. With
right.
regard to the wheat.
All the wheat from the world comes from Ukraine. Because of the war with Russia, we almost didn't get any. That's right, and we would have been in a famine. But we assume that we're spoiled and no one can touch us.
We have more places, not only.
You can't feed 100 people with $20. You need enough money to feed. We're going to get to that point too. So let's continue. So the halom that Yosef had, not only on the world, but he tells him, Ve'ata yere paro, you should look, and find the person, ish, navon ve'hacham. You said that earlier, right?
Right.
Navon ve'hacham, v'shiteu ve'chule, right? Shevadai halom hazeh ne'emar alav. So Paro sees this, navon ve'hacham are the key words. And Paro goes ding, ding, ding in his head. It's talking about Yosef. It's talking about Yosef. Again. Yosef, Paro is looking for something. We know there's 3 criterias. Looking for someone, actually. Very good. 3 criterias. The dream happened twice. That happened close to the morning, and it's about somebody. Now, you should know, by the way, that if all you guys go home and you guys have dreams, it probably means nothing because we're all about it. That says that Givanan Berachot also, if a person loses a tooth, by that's why we had that. That's why we did that. We did that because she said she dreamt about her tooth fell out, and I said, okay, no problem, everything's fine. Get over here now. We're doing that because I know one of the things that is a bad if a person dreams about losing a tooth, unless he went to the dentist that day, he thought about teeth that day.
It could be dependent on something else.
Right. It's so if it's not talu, if it's not connected to anything, then it's out.
It's not real.
That's not real. But if you never thought about teeth and all of a sudden, you have that dream, it's a problem. Okay. So now Paro knows that these 2 things happen, Sasha. He's waiting for the third. Remember, one is double dream. Second one is what? Yaakov. What's the second one? Close to the morning. What are the 3 criterias?
You just said that.
I said 2. What's the third one?
The third one is involve somebody.
Right. Involve someone. Pashara. Involve somebody.
Well,
So-
you mean I'm actually listening to you?
I'm checking. I'm allowed. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't. So now, listen. So now, Paro is bothered at the fact that he has 2 out of the 3. It doesn't make sense. One's enough. Why two? If I got two, I must be getting three. So now he goes through the Hartumim. No. Sadam Ashkim comes. I got a guy who knows a guy, pulls them out of the Bet HaSoad, cleans them up. Now, by the way, you should know, just side point, they did not say clean them up. Yosef said, I'm not going to the king unless I'm wearing clean clothes and I'm shaved. We know from this that a Jew has to be like a Ben Torah, has to look right.
Oh.
You can't wear sweatpants forever, Moshe.
I'm supposed to shave my beard now?
Trim.
Oh.
Trim. Beard different.
Well, the brother's comment says that he has a beard, right?
Right. That's why 17. How old was Yosef? Was about 39.
But it says when the brothers came, he didn't have a beard when they sold him.
Right. 17, no beard. Now, how old was he when he became king? 30. He says 7 years of good. Then 2 years of famine. 7 years of famine, which really was 2. So that's 9 years. So Yosef right now is 39. Because the brothers didn't come during the good years. No reason. Why would they go to Mitzrayim? No, not 46.
30,
He was at 30 plus 9.
right, plus 9. 7 years of good, at least 7 years of good. And
Then 2.
2 years of good.
I'll cover 2 years of bad. 7 years of good. When you have money, you're not worried about the future. There's no reason for them to go to Mitzrayim. Yosef and the brothers did not go to Mitzrayim the first 7 years of Sova. Why would they go when things are good? Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, when they saw Yaakov Avinu, they couldn't menachem him. One of the brothers should have said, listen, we sold him and they went to Egypt. Let's go check it out.
They didn't know they went to Egypt.
No, they just sold him.
Sold them. There's a machloket. Who sold who?
It says that they're on the way to Egypt. It says the
Almost
Safari
sure that
Mishmai
there
was
was
on the way to Egypt.
No. Definitely not, though.
Am I wrong?
Totally.
Yishmael.
2 years.
Yishmael.
2 years into the famine. Not 2 years up. 2 years into the famine. Look it up. Go ahead. Okay, it's okay. Maybe there's another opinion. Okay, so now let's get back on track. So now that Yosef now Paro is looking for this guy who's going to give the pitaron to say the dream is involving someone else. Now comes Yosef out of nowhere. Yosef says what? Yosef says that it's not only about you, it's about the whole world. That there's going to be a giant famine. It's like every apocalyptic movie you ever saw. You know, that one guy going to the White House saying that I need to talk to the president right now because the world's coming to an end.
36 hours.
That's really 24. I made a mistake. 7 hours. Right? So now that Yosef comes and he's put Kivyachol, by the way, right? Havdil. Now Yosef comes and he gives about the dream. And now he tells him, you need to find someone to go and settle this and to come up with an idea to make sure that you put it in every city to make sure you do it right. But the question is, who asked Yosef to speak? Who asked? Who told Yosef to speak? He told him, chill. Relax, okay? You ready to give him a very nice. Congratulations. What? I love you, Sasha. I love you. What?
Is that why you bring him?
He brought him to interpret the dream.
Not to give advice.
I didn't tell you to talk about it. Tell me what to do.
Right.
Ve'ata, right? So if you look at the pasuk, by the way. Right. So what does it say? It says. Hold on. Right, but if you look at, hold on, he says, but he could, Ve'ata yireh Paro. Now Paro should look for Ish Navon ve'Hacham v'shiteu al Eretz Mitzrayim that could oversee this whole situation in Eretz Mitzrayim. Nobody asked him for that pasuk. Pasuk Lamed Gimel that Yosef is giving his what's it called? And by the way, it goes on. It goes on. Yeah, say Paro ve'Pikidim ha'aretz ve'Chimei Shalis give and take 20% from every. Chill, relax. You had 5 minutes. Very nice. Thank you very much. Let the big boys talk. Nobody asked you. Why is Yosef speaking? Right? It's a fair question. When you're in front of a king who kills off a whim, you know, like they say growing up, my mother hit, then ask questions later. You know, like supposed to ask then hit. You know, my mother would hit first and then ask questions later.
Like shoot first, then I'll
shoot. Right. So this answers the question of why Yosef just gives his own opinion of what should be done. Why? And by the way, not only that, Paro takes the bait, and Yaakov says, "There's nobody as good as you." Paro and Yosef, אחרי הודיע אלוהים מרדכי את כל זאת, after God informed you of all this, אין נבון וחכם כמוך. Here's the key to the city. You take over. Just Mikey says is above you. I'm thinking it doesn't matter. The guy's in jail for 12. The guy's a convict. What are you talking about? The guy's ex-con. What are you doing? What is the matter with you? You crazy? Right? Like, what are you doing? And not only that, and Yosef, so the whole thing is bizarre. Yosef says something he really shouldn't, not given the authority to, and Paro is going with him, and not only that, gives him the key to the city, says, okay, you're in charge, I'm out. From where to where?
Because it was not the wife, it was just a part of interpretation. That's a good answer.
So I thought of that, but it's not.
Just repeat
I-
that.
He said, basically saying is that Yosef, it was basically an extension of what Yosef
Oh,
was saying.
yeah, but the word ve'ata
Ravata
makes a distinction between, it's like, until he hears the dream,
Right,
and now let me tell you what to do.
Okay.
So but the difference is.
I love you so much right now, you don't even know. Not related to the Zera Shimshon.
Okay.
So you should know,
Love you.
when I go to the gym, I go to a personal trainer.
Okay.
But I have an issue with Bitul Torah. Our kollel that comes in at 12 hasn't been here in a month and change. I haven't seen them in 2 months. They wanted me to go to them in Betar. I said, I'm not going to come.
That's right.
Because why? Because it's going to be 10 minutes. They're going to say, Haki Belash. They're going to talk and say hi, this and that. It's a Bitul Torah. I'm very serious. So I listen to a class.
Okay.
When I go to the gym, I listen. I used to play tennis twice a week. But I couldn't think about Torah and play tennis at the same time. I couldn't do it. I'm not good like
How's your
this.
volley?
Like this. I'm not good like that. I can't do both. It's either one. So I stopped playing tennis. I stopped. I whatever. So I work out twice a week. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Right. But what did he say? If you look at the word ve'ata, by the way, if you look at it's hold on. What the is a darga? A darga is like a comma.
Right.
A level, Durga.
No,
What is that?
It's like the melachim, like the mafsikim.
Mafsik, right? It's slowing you
Oh, the
down.
tamim.
It's slowing you down.
Yeah.
So who's saying? So now we think the word is ve'ata, right? Ve'ata yireh paro. You should look for something, whatever. It's not him saying that. Who's saying ve'ata? It's paro.
Oh.
Paro is listening so intently, and now it's like the pasuk is stopping saying ve'ata. Now go ahead. And now what? What do I do? And now what? Now you tell me what should I do? Okay, I gotta tell me. No, get a ish navon ve'hacham. Get somebody real smart that can handle this whole thing. Paro was so ingrained in what Yosef was saying. Tamim, tell the story. Unbelievable. Yeah. I think Sifat Emet says that.
Meaning the word ve'ata was said by Paro.
Right,
Now,
right.
And then he says, now what do I do? And then he answers it.
And now what?
Right, and now what?
Right.
And now what? And now, okay, now what? Okay. 7 good, 7 bad. Okay, what do I do? By the way, I've been in that situation. I'll have a vendor come to me, a mechanic or something. I'll say, oh, I don't know, this whole thing. I'm like, okay, now what do I do? Well, you can't just leave. Like, what do you like, you have to fix it. What do you want me to do? Right, there's no cliffhangers. Paro is the king. So he says, right? Okay, good. So now let's get back to what we're saying. So he says, so the 2 questions are why would Yosef say something? And why would Paro just go for it and just say, okay, here's the key to the city? This is what Yosef is trying to tell Paro. I'm sorry, Paro is telling Yosef. Now that God only revealed the interpretation of the dream to you specifically, Vadai, for sure, the dream is spoken about you. The third criteria, 1 of 3, is for sure about Yosef. And now you are the Navon ve'Hacham that you said about that. Remember, by the way, it's like Purim, right? They said, "What Hashverosh is Haman? What should I do for the person that does all these good things?" So he tells him what you should do and all these things. And he's thinking about it. He thinks it's about himself. Meanwhile, it's about Mordechai. Same thing over here, but just like the flip side, like the other way. The 3 things. 1 is that double dream morning, and it's about somebody else. Paro is waiting for the Hatumim to say something about someone else. That's the key. And he's not hearing that, huh? I told you don't count on it. I told you don't count on it. Okay? And he tells them what? And what does he tell them? He says, and that's why he knocks them all out. And when Yosef comes and says that the dream's not only about it's about the world, that we can have it Av. And you need to hire somebody that's going to handle the Ish Navon Ve'acham. Ish Navon Ve'acham. One guy that has all these criteria, you must be it. Because you're the only guy that figured it out. Navon, we're going to get to that. What is a Navon? It's a great question. I didn't know. That's a great question.
He's the only one that
Neither
figured
did
it
Dov.
out to Paro's satisfaction.
Say again?
To his satisfaction.
Right, right.
Because he was given all of this. Nobody says if they were right or wrong. He just accepted Yosef's interpretation as the one that he wanted to accept.
It met his criteria.
It was cognitive resonance.
None of them was satisfactory. None of them was satisfactory. To Paro, he's the guy that matters. He's the guy of the night.
What you're saying is that there's no indication to
No.
say that one is better or worse than the
No.
other.
No?
Not even
This
close.
is the one.
Avon and
he
Anav?
wanted. This is the one that he had in his
Anav?
mind
No.
Maybe
to
this is-
understand
No.
it better.
Anav?
So that he wouldn't be agitated.
Anav, what does Anav mean?
Calmed away
I recognize what
the
God gave me,
agitation.
and I meant to use it for God's purposes. I'll give you a minute. I'll tell
Charles,
you. Yes,
listen.
yes.
I think that Yaakov and I were talking that maybe this was the sole.
Oh, you were talking.
Yeah, the sole solution that removed the agitation.
Yeah,
Right,
because he's
meaning
looking for he's waiting for
Right.
this item.
Right.
He's waiting for someone to say. He didn't tell anybody. He's waiting. He wants to know. So that's why Yosef answers what he answers because he knows Paro's waiting for this third criteria. Paro grabs on it and they run together. No, there's another thing, by the way. Okay, wait. Second answer. There's gonna be three answers. Second answer. This is the kavanah of Yosef. Now that you realize that the halom came to you by Hakadosh Baruch Hu. You look, we got you do you, and when you realize that you can't do you, and you want to come to us, you got to play by our rules. Which means you have to acknowledge that God gave you. You had a dream. You couldn't figure it out. You couldn't figure it out. It's like your kids, right? Let me do it, Daddy. Let me do it. Okay, fine. Go ahead. Go ahead. The guy can't do it. He can't do it. Now, are you ready for the big bull? You ready? I'll show you how to do it. And then he showed him how to do it. Paro realizes now. Yosef is telling Paro, you realize now that the dream came from God. We know the pasuk. Right? Paro Yosef. Elohim otcha et kol zot. After God revealed all this to you, which means that the dream came from God. Come on, God, right?
I mean,
Paro
the thing
had
that
a
stood out to me
God?
is that Paro is acknowledging that there's somebody else beside himself as God.
Paro is realizing, by the way, every goy knows God is God. And every goy, including the idiot, what they call the Jed Bezo across the street, okay? Bethlehem, they know that our God is God, and they know that our Torah is Emet. Hate to break whoever's bubble. They all know. But they
don't want it to admit it.
No, why would they? If they admit that they are not the number one, it's a very hard thing to digest. Much easier to just go with it. And I'll live in my life the way I live my life, and the people will be with me. It's fine. They know. Paro knows who's God. That's why he says, by Paro says, by Moshe, he says, who's this God? I don't know God. I don't know God. Stop it. You know God.
No, he didn't know the Shem Hashem.
Shem Hashem. No. But he knows, but he says,
He didn't know anything else.
but he knows that God is one Almighty. He knows that understanding that God is God. Huh? He's not on my list. But he knows, because why does he have a list? I don't have a list. I'm God. I don't have a list. That's the point. Why? Because you want to do. I was talking to a guy one time, and he goes, you guys are crazy. You guys after the army, you guys like to go to Indonesia. You go to this place. You'll do anything in the world, but you won't open a Gemara. You won't open a book. You won't open the Chumash. You'll do anything you want, everything else but that. You know what he did? He started laughing because the
No.
entire. How could the creation deny the Creator, His own Creator? God created everybody, everything.
But why the
So they know
Christians-
deep dive.
Why the
We don't like that
Christians-
word in this house. Say the goyim.
The Goyim believe in,
Because Esav, they come from Esav.
but they know.
I could tell you
God-
later. I can't tell you now. By the way, I don't know how long, when you guys come, how long you're prepared to sit and learn. I don't know.
As long as there's food, I think people are.
Oh, we got more food. I don't know the answer, so I just keep going.
Just start. Let's do it.
You know why you kiss the mezuzah? Why do we kiss the mezuzah? Unklus. Unklus.
That wiped out all the Romans, one after another.
The general sent 3 platoons to go get him. The first platoon, he converted him. The second platoon tells him, don't talk. Just wrap him up. Convert him anyway. Third platoon, he's walking out, he kisses the mezuzah.
He didn't talk.
He didn't talk. And one of them said, what'd you just do?
And that's the end of it.
That was it. That was good. That was it. That's all you gotta do. The Goyim know what's going on, but they are Esav. How did Unklus
We also
become
have to be on the
Unklus?
level of Unculus a little bit.
But how did Unklus become Unklus? He went to the witches,
Okay, yeah.
and he rose up. The Gemara in, I think it's Yevamot. He rose up. Who was Unklus? Titus. You know what Titus was? He destroyed the Beit HaMikdash. Titus. He was the nephew of Titus.
Is this the Gemara in
Yevamot, I think.
Gittin? No? Gittin, where they
Maybe
he
Kitin.
sees what all the Gehennims are of all the Rishonim.
Yeah, so maybe it's Kitin. Pehet. Maybe Pehet. That's also about Shlomo Melech, I think. So he says that he called up first. Who did he call up? He called up Bil'am.
Bilam, yeah.
Called up Bil'am first. Then he called Titus, his uncle. You know the third guy he called up?
Yoshka, Yeshu.
JC. He called up JC, third guy.
But JC was before Titus.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was.
yeah, for sure he was.
He was around. He's in the
Yeah.
Gemara a few times.
Yeah.
Sanhedrin is a whole shtick
and
about
what? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
He was a Talmud with Prachia.
Yeah. So what happened? But the Gemara says even a Jew who's completely off, well, because it gives the list of answers, what each one answers. You're not going to rule them in the next world, so try to rule them now. Okay? But JC is the only one that said, be nice to them now, so they'll be nice to you in the next world. So the Gemara says even a Jew is so off, will still say, will still protect the Jews.
Yeah, that he has that. That was his schut. That was his schut.
Whatever, yeah.
They
Yeah.
didn't listen to him, did they?
No, they didn't listen.
No, it was Unklus.
I know what I'm saying.
Unklus
I
did.
understand, but the Christians, what they did to the Jews.
Who cares about the Klus?
If they listen to
Forget
him,
them. Who
it'll be
cares?
fine.
But it's not the point. Listen, the point is that Unklus. The story's about Unklus. Okay, that's good. Does that answer your question? Okay, good. Weiter. So now let's go to the second question. I love you. Second answer is what? The Kavanah is telling that now that you know that the dream came from God, because that you can't handle anything more. Because the Hartumim that hold by the Mazal were not able to answer you. Why were they able to answer you? What is a Mazal? Mazal is glass. Call it like glasses. Everybody looks at the world as from their perspective. Green glasses, red glasses, blue glasses. What?
Rose-colored glasses.
Passion fruit glasses, whatever you want, Yaakov. Whatever glasses. I didn't follow. I did not follow. I didn't get it.
That's what it's called, rose-colored glasses.
Okay.
When
Fine.
you see the world through rose-colored glasses.
Oh, I see. But there's many Haratumim and many versions.
Is there people like that really left in the world?
We all are. What are you talking about? We all are. We see the world the way we see. Why do you think it's called Shivim Panim LaTorah? Why do you think it's called Shivim Panim LaTorah? Because there's 70 ways to look at the Torah.
After you have that, he's going to see the world through rose-colored glasses.
So somebody told Rabbi Metzler once, he gave him a Parshat, on something, and he saw that Rabbi Metzler didn't like it. So the guy's like, Rabbi, what do you mean? There's Shivim Panim La Torah. It could be. So Rabbi goes, yeah, but that was the 71st one. It's not fun. Right?
Oh, yeah.
That's not part of 70. I mean, it's all base.
He didn't like the Chiddush.
So now that he tells him, what does he tell? Lefi Shem Teluim B'Mazal, right? And Adarabah, you have the Pitaron comes from Hakadosh Baruch Hu himself. Because if it comes from God, the dream came from God, that means that you need a man of God to interpret the dream, because otherwise it's not going to make any sense.
You also said about Israel and Mazal Israel.
Right? True, right? That's right.
That means that we're on
We're not dependent by the mazalot. No, that's correct. B'im ken, im tiyeh makpid al tevuah. Now, what's the what? It's who said it's a continuation of the interpretation?
I think that was Mordechai. I think mentioned that.
You said it?
Ramban said it.
Ramban said it. It's a continuation. Beautiful. It's a continuation of the dream, because he's saying now that you realize that the dream cannot be interpreted by any of the other Haratumim because they hold by the mazalot and they're all interpreting based on their own mazal, you realize that you need somebody above the mazalot, because if you give anybody that is working through the mazalot, he's going to mess the whole thing up. And all the 7 good years are going to go bye-bye. They're going to go, they're done. What does it mean? What does it say? Ra'im tiyeh makpid. If you can be mafkid, sorry, if you point, al tevuah, ez adam shetalui b'mazal, that a certain guy that's talui b'mazal, halo b'sheva, during the years of Sova, the good stuff, kol mavetei hashamayim,
in the 7 bad years.
Sorry, yeah. If you put it the 7 years of bad, right? The guy's gonna mess it up, right? Hem mashpiim chorev v'shimamon ba'olam. And not because it can't handle.
The wheat's gonna rot away.
Not gonna handle it, right? And not only that, but also the tevuah that is stored from the 7 good years, the guy's gonna mess up. The mazalot for the next 7 years are all messed up. Done. Out of business.
Is it possible that Paro also knew that Yosef ran Potiphar's house? And that Potiphar gave over to him like the keys to the house, basically?
I don't know.
That he was a good administrator?
I don't think so. Everything happened so fast, I don't think so. But you should know that Potiphar, after Yosef went down, he went broke.
He also married his daughter.
Well, the daughter stepped up, she got back into the game, but Potiphar lost because why? The Sadiq is able to do good for other people. Could you close the door a little bit, just halfway. We got to be exact, okay?
We're going to be a halfway house.
We are a halfway house. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's one of the most trivial things it says.
Right? By the way, somebody asked me, could someone sleep because we're alone, but we're away? Could he stay with some rabbi? I said I would, but I have nowhere to put him because my parents are in that room. It's not mechubad for someone to take my parents' beds while we're gone. But otherwise, my house is open all the time.
All right.
You know, do you not know, Sasha? You know already.
I know.
One time, Sasha called me, asked me if I could have people. I didn't tell my wife. Because we weren't home. It was the summer. We were in deal. So I don't want to tell anybody because I don't want to hear that. Just whatever. Just make sure the place looks normal. It's fine. Okay. So let's go weiter. So now what? Now what do we see? So now because the mazalot for the next 7 years are going to be so messed up, that it's not that you can't hire somebody that is in charge that is based on these mazalot. You have to find somebody else. Ish navon v'hacham. We're gonna get to you now, okay? So now, the nimsa shata mashid. All right, and Hakadosh Baruch Hu showed you. This is all Yosef, and Hakadosh Baruch Hu showed you this dream to specifically sustain the world. You were chosen. You were picked. How could you mess? You cannot hire somebody that's within the system because the guy's gonna mess it up. So what does he say? Ela kach yesh lecha la'asu. This is what you must do. All part of the dream. This is all part of the interpretation of the dream. You with me? It's all in the interpretation. Lehavkid ala tevuah mishu navon, who is first. A navon Ve'ahar kach hacham. What's and that will be a siman. I'll get there. That will be a siman that he's not dependent on the mazalot. What's the difference? What is a navon and what is a hacham? The $1 million question. Navon is someone that's born with it. A navon is someone is born with smarts. He didn't have to. Hacham is experience. Why do the companies say 25 years in business?
Someone who works on it, someone's a chacham, you can work on it,
Right, goes through all the gets into it. That's a hacham. An avon already knows it.
Like the Hanukkah.
I'll take that. So learning one thing from another, one concept from another, that's bina. But navon, fine, is someone that's born with it.
Born with wisdom, or born with knowledge?
Born with wisdom, as opposed to having to acquire it throughout the years. Right.
It's interesting that the order is reversed than the normal chokhmah.
That's the point. Above the mazalot.
I know I'm being painted.
You never paint. Stop saying that.
Okay. I have one more concept that maybe I'm totally out of left field, which usually I am.
Go ahead.
The same way that Hashem hardened the heart of Paro during the 10 plagues, that he imbued himself within him, did Hashem do the same thing with Paro now, for Paro to understand that Yosef was the person that he has to listen to? Took away his free will and said, you're the guy.
Only after the third plague did Hashem harden his heart.
No, I realize that, but here, did Hashem go into Paro's mind and said, this is the guy you got to
That's
pick?
just
No.
Here it doesn't.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
No,
That's the whole. By the way, that's the beauty of Yosef. That all the hashpa'ah that's coming into the world is going through this one guy that we just met, and we're giving him the key to the city because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Yosef is the key to all this, and Hashem is making it through Yosef. But he didn't. No one knew the understanding of the dream. If I would have told you without learning the parasha, 7 fat cows, 7 skinny cows, 7 ears, coming out of one kaneh, one thing, and 7 skinny, nasty-looking the ears of wheat, you wouldn't know what to say. You wouldn't know 7 years good. By the way, a riddle is not good once you know the answer. You know the answer already, so it's like I could say the riddle again. It's like all right. I told my son the other day, why did the cow cross the street? To pray Musaf. I told that yesterday. But once you know the answer, it's not funny anymore. If I say it again, it's not funny. Should I try? So by the way, so he says, find somebody that's good, and it's gonna help you, it's gonna help your kingdom, and it's gonna help the whole world. Umiyad, and therefore when Paro hears this, he says, you're the guy. Because the mazalot, remember, Paro Yosef, after God notifies you and all this, there's nobody that is more of a navon and a hacham kamocha. Nobody more. Right? That's why he gave him the key to the city first date.
What do you call a Gazan who ate too much cow? Mustafa.
I didn't hear that one.
Let's lay that out.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Another answer. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done. Paro had the dream. Where did he have the dream? Haya omed ala ye'od. I'll wrap up soon. Look, I look at this as hanging out. I don't look at this as we're coming to learn. This is just, it's fun. Right? Yaakov, come on. It's like hanging out with your boys.
It's fun.
It is. I'm just saying, it's fun.
That's my wife makes fun.
That's a good one. I was being
Paro had the dream where over the Yod, over the Nile. And what does the Nile represent? The good and the bad. Good years and bad years. Having money and not having money. Right? Everything came from the Yod. And because of this, Paro, Yosef is telling Paro, Shesadish Paro Yimaneh has to appoint somebody over Mitzrayim, somebody Navon v'Hacham, that will also be over the Ye'od.
Oh, you didn't answer me.
Why?
Navon.
Navon.
Navon is someone that's born with it. I did answer you.
Yeah, sorry.
That's Moshe. You were born
He
with
tells him that you have to find somebody that's going to be over the Nile. And you have a hint of the pasuk. It says, Yera Paro. What does it say over here? Hold on. Eh. He says right Ve'ata, right? Ve'ata, and now Yere Paro. Look for somebody Paro. Ish Navon ve'Hacham. Yere is the same word, same letters as what? Ye'od, the Nile. The fact that the Nile, that you have to find someone that's going to be able to handle and take over the Nile. Okay?
But he was in denial on that.
He was not denial. What denial? Denial.
He was in denial.
You call that a grandpa joke?
I am a grandpa.
Okay, then you made a grandpa joke. I'm just telling you. As to say that, by the way, it's very relevant. It's very relevant because what it says in the Midrash that Paro was always that day he was having this mahloket himself. Who rules over who? Do I control the Nile, or does the Nile really control me? Because we live and die by the Nile. Right. So Paro is going through this. Am I in control, or is really the Nile in control? And what does the dream come to tell him? The dream comes to tell him, Ata al Elohecha. You're going to be in charge. You are over your God. They worship the Ye'od. They worship the Nile, right? Because what does it say? If you look, by the way, very, very interesting. If you look at the first, when he talks to the Haratumim, it says Vahi Mikeitz, after 2 years, Paro Holem, he has a dream. The Haya Omed, he's standing on top of the Nile. It says Vehine Omed Al, on top, Hayeod. But when he talks it over to Yosef, what does he say? He says Al Sefat Hayeod, on the riverbank, on the shore of the, why? Because he's trying to see if Yosef is legit. He wants to see if Yosef knows the truth or not. Okay, I know you read the Gemara. I got it. Okay, so now, what does it say? So he says, no, you rule over you there, and he gives we have a pasuk. What we know that the Reshaim always take care of their gods.
But what does it mean when he's saying Ani al Elohai wa Elohai alai?
He always thought there's a pasuk in Kohelet that says Ki ba halom berov inyan. You always think about, you have a dream of whatever you think about during the day. Paro is always thinking about who rules over who. I rule over the people, I know. But does the Nile rule me, or do I rule the Nile? Because I live and die by the Nile.
But if the Nile is his God, what did he mean to say? That he's bigger?
Yes, 100%, for sure. By the way, you have it today. North Korea. The guy acts like the guy's a god. You have it today. Sorry, you do. Go like this so I know you agree.
What do you mean?
The ruler of North Korea,
Kim Jong.
whatever, whoever his name, it don't matter. Doesn't matter. Acts like he's a god. You don't see him go to the bathroom. You don't see him do anything. He acts like the guy is a Eloah. But now.
Real?
No, it's not real. What do you mean real? Yeah, he lives there right now. Yes, in North Korea. Yes.
Let's go there.
He acts like he's a god.
He has people that believe in it?
Yeah, they worship him.
Yeah, because if you don't worship him, you die. That's the way it works. Modern day Avodah Zarah, by the way.
It's like Stalin, same thing, Machshemam.
Modern day Avodah Zarah. It's like they say modern day Zionism. When I make my first million, that's when I'll move to Israel.
We have some Russians here, no? With Stalin, people worshipped him, no?
Yeah, sure.
No, they don't really, but outwardly.
Outwardly they did, because they had to, because if you didn't, there was curtains. They killed you.
Like Trudeau in Canada.
But Paro, listen, boys, we got to wrap up. Paro, listen. Paro had this internal debate. Shh, Morty. The other Mori. Listen, the he had an internal debate. Do I rule over the Nile, or really does the Nile own me? Because we know that if the Nile doesn't rise, it doesn't feed all the crops. If it doesn't feed all the crops, we don't eat. Okay? So because that's in his mind all day, Hashem comes to tell him, no, the Pasuk says, you are over the Nile. Which means the Reshaim always have to polish up their own Avodah Zarah. Because the Avodah Zarah ain't going to do it himself. Ego. Ego?
What does it mean? I don't understand.
Who is ruler over who? Mekayim. Who protects? Who protects?
No, what does it mean?
Who protects? You want to wait another minute? We'll find out till he looks up. It says protect. What does it say? Oh, protect. Ah, thanks for telling me. Who protects who? Who protects who?
Oh, so what? So their God protects them, or they
The
protect
question,
them?
Paro all day he's wondering, am I over him, or is him over me?
Do I protect the Nile?
Do I protect the Nile? Does the Nile protect me? So Hashem, remember the whole dream was Yosef is saying that God gave you that dream, not the Hartumim and the Mazalot. God himself, the Almighty. So if he gave you that, he's showing you, right? Ala Ye'od, that you're standing up there. He's answering your own question. You're above the Ye'od. Very good. You're above the Ye'od. But that's not a bad, it's not a good thing. Well, either way, it's a lose-lose. Because why? Because the Reshaim have to fix up their own gods. Right? Remember with Abraham and Terach, his father. Narrative.
Depicts the narrative.
What does that mean?
So to fix their own stuff, to tell the story and wait.
Right. They have to polish, wax their own Avodah Zarah and look shiny because they can't do that because they have no power. Right? Like the brother, it's a great midrash, unbelievable midrash, where Abraham and Terach says, I gotta go out, you watch the store. Goes to a store, a woman comes, I want to give solet, right, to the thing. So he said, who should I give it to? He goes, all right, I'll take it, I'll give it to whatever. He takes a hammer, breaks all the Avodah Zarah in the store, puts it in the big guy's hand. Okay, the Avodah Zarah. Terach comes, and he says, what happened? And he says, some woman came, about the fine flour. I don't know. I stood back, and everybody started going crazy. So Terach says, what are you talking? Stop with your stupidity. So what does Abraham say? Do your ears hear what your mouth is saying? You're very good. You're very good. He goes, how? He goes, that's all fake. So Hashem is telling Paro, I'm going to show you on top of your that Hashem are the ones that have to polish up their own Avodah Zarah. You're on top of it, heavy stuff. Right? So now what did he say? So now when Yosef said that the Pitaron is that the 7 good years are going to come, what is he saying? And the 7 bad years are coming. He's saying, your God designed this. Your God is Gozer, 7 good years, 7 bad years. So if you want to take over Paro, you got to find someone that's over him, over the Mazal. Right? Right? That Al Ken Tzarich lebatel gezerat Eloah shegazah. She used 7 years of Rav, and to protect to save all the thing and put them in every different all the different cities. Right? You need someone that has and the power of you, Paro, Yosef is saying, will be even greater, and the world will know that you control the Ye'od.
The Ye'od will dry up for 7 years,
and you'll make sure that the people will be sustained. Right now, we have a mahloket. Who's greater, Paro or the river, the Nile?
And that's in Paro's head.
Yeah, that's in Paro's head. Paro's got a complex, like Napoleon. Right? What's the idea? Is he greater than the Nile or not? If he's greater than the Nile, then he has to be able to handle 7 years of famine when the Nile steps away.
But how can the Nile step away if he's over the Nile?
The point is,
He can do something when the Nile stops. Paro is already still has able to control it.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So Yosef is saying you have to hire somebody ish navon ve'hacham because they need to outsmart the Ye'od. They have to outsmart the Nile because the Nile is decreeing 7 years of famine. I ain't rising for 7 years. If I'm not rising for 7 years, all right, no problem. Stay home. I don't need you to come to work. I'll figure it out myself. That shows that gives you power. That shows that you are you're stronger than the Yeor itself.
So in this case, Yosef is trying to do is basically,
Rile him up. Rile him up. So that's Yosef's advice in his dream. And then we're going to finish over here. And that's why, by the way, you can be Mefaresh, Ahare Odia, right? After Hashem told you and told you all this, right? He says,
Oh,
En Avon ve'acham kamocha.
Not gonna be with the brothers?
No brothers. No. Listen, I got 3 hours. That's all I got. You want to talk brothers? You got to come back tomorrow. You can. I'm fine with that. We want to learn together. But no brothers tonight. We're not talking brothers. Heavy stuff. I know.
You're gonna be here
Next week?
Yeah.
Bezat Hashem. Bezat Hashem is going to be heavy. Oh, boy. If you think tonight was crazy, you have no idea what's coming. So he says that now he says that God is the one that tells you that you're the guy, right? And he says now that everyone's going to follow your command. Only Mikeitz is going to be higher than you. What's this concept? There's a question in Moed Katan. What was the question? We said you gave him the key to the city. Not only did he give him the key to the city, says everybody's got to go to him. But Mikeitz is different. Everyone will be higher than you, but me. I'm the one that's higher than you. What's the concept here? That when there's a Gemara in Moed Katan, it's very funny. Yeah. You have a beta peras. What's a beta peras? So, by the way, it's very relevant to Zera Shimshon. Zera Shimshon, we don't know where he's buried. It's in one or two places. We believe we know. It's not in the new place. There was a guy. His name's Daniel. Okay. He lives here in Israel. I was supposed to call him. I didn't call him. He had his secretary work on all this and find out where Zera buried. We know for a fact he's not buried in the new cemetery because they moved people. They moved them over after a while. We know that he was buried in the new place. In the old, they didn't touch him. But in the old place, where
are we talking about?
In Italy, in Italy, Reggio, I think. Yeah. And the old place. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say this. It's very hard for me to say because I feel very connected to Zera Shimshon. The old place, they dug up the whole thing, and they have a building there now. Wow. There's a building on top of what was the kibbutz, what was the cemetery. And I asked the rabbi. I said, "So let's go to the building." So we can pray. He goes, "That's nothing. Halakha is nothing."
What's nothing?
Once the
cemetery has been
uprooted,
there's nothing there.
No kedusha. Or whatever you want to call it.
It's heavy, very, very heavy. The Gemara Moed Katan says regarding a beta peras is a cemetery. They got uprooted, right? And now they build not a building, a field. Are you allowed to walk as a kohen? Allowed to walk through the field or not?
No.
So unless you have an old zaken who knows where to mark it, then you can't go. So Abaye says, Shema Mina, what do you learn from this? Surba Mirabanan, right, is always involved in the matters of the people, which means what? That in Tachlis,
he knows where all the graves are.
Tachlis, a rabbi never has any rest. They get bothered with all the issues of the people.
Like at 12:30 in the morning, and when you went.
When I went, yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Abaye says, Shema Mina, that all the Subavit de Rabbanan, all the rabbis, all the students of the rabbis, right, are always busy with the matters of the people. So what does Paro tell Yosef? You're Ish Navon ve'acham, there's nobody like you, you're going to be bombarded. So let's just make it clear from now. Everybody goes to Yosef. Because it's going to happen.
Basically like a board of the chairman of the board who does nothing, and the CEO does everything.
The vice president, under normal circumstances, fair, right, is the one that's always busy, right? So that's what Paro is telling Yosef. Hashem told you all this, and he didn't tell anybody else. So what is he saying? He says there's nobody smarter than you, and if nobody's smarter than you, that means everybody's coming to you, right? And if everyone's coming to you, and you're in charge of everybody, whatever you say goes, except one thing: the matters of my house, Mikeitz. Right? That's what it says. The only thing above you is going to be Mikeitz. And that's what Paro is telling Yosef. So everything comes together. So to recap, we asked, why is the pasuk so chopped up? And we answer because the choppiness of the pasuk is explaining what it says in Gibanan Berachot, that there's three things to tell you that a dream will come true. And one of them, and then all of them came. We said that Paro had 2 out of the 3. And when the Hartumim came to try to understand what's going on, he didn't want to accept anything because he's waiting for the third one. Because I got 2, I only need 1. Why do I have 2? It must be a third one's coming. Does not accept the interpretation of anybody. Now comes Yosef. I know a guy who knows a guy who stole from a guy, right? You know that they say. And what's the inyan? The inyan is that he's waiting to hear something about someone else. You have to hire somebody somebody better than you, somebody that's great, that can handle it. Paro thinks to himself, Hashem is the only one that revealed this to you, and nobody else. You must be that person. You must be that person. Navon ve'acham. So therefore, here's the key to the city. Everybody goes to you. Why come to me? Because what we learned in Moed Katan, anybody that is smart and whatever, everyone's gonna. We say in Brooklyn, the rabbis are social workers, right? The rabbis anywhere in the world end up being social workers because you milk them. I have a problem with my kid. I got a problem with my wife. I got a problem with me. I have a problem with this. I have a problem with that. So they end up getting milk. They end up getting dried out. So that's what Paro's saying. So we know that's going to happen. Let's just call a spade from now. Everybody goes to you, except anything that has to do with Mikeitz. Anything that has to be with my family affairs, that's on me. You don't get to tell me what to do. Right? That's the dream. Understanding. So again, I want to say one, but I want to give the beracha of the Zera Shimshon. Ve'enechem tid'ena banim b'nei banim, keshitei zetim saviv l'shulchanechem. Hachamim ve'nevonim. They should be smart. And navon. Navon. No, not navim. Navon. They should be smart from the beginning. Not have to wait for the experience. Ubatim, in your houses will be filled. Meleim kol tov. All good. Gam osher. Gam kavod. Lo yosifu mizarachem. Baruch Adonai leolam. Amen ve'amen. Rabbi Hanina b'kasher Amer Asa Kadosh Baruch Hu lezakot tezeh leficha. Hirbar Torah v'to shene'emar. Adonai hafes leman sidko. Yagil Torah ve'adin. Amen. Amen.